Being at 5:30 with representatives of the Cortina Inn. And so we can get you there and have your voice picked up. Okay, we'd please ask you to come up and have a seat, identify yourselves, and then this is a meeting you requested. So, and thank you for the site visit the other day. Okay, so tell us who you are, please.
I'm Anil Sachdev, former owner for the Cortina Inn.
And I'm Dhruv Kumar. I'm the current operations manager and the owner of the Cortina Inn.
Okay, thank you. So we're here. What would you like to visit about?
We want to first of all address about your last visit. Thank you for coming. And the issues, which we saw over there regarding the mold and in that area, that has been resolved.
Okay, good.
The door has been fixed.
We
have the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
And
that sounds like an ongoing problem with the doors.
Yes, those are the ongoing problem, Yeah, we fixed it, and somebody will again
try to rip it off the
hinges, So the door has been fixed, I think, and sheetrock has been changed.
We've changed the sheetrock, the front page of the Herald was the area that was a point of emphasis. So just to clarify
the door.
Yep.
This area is
and we are not just doing this, we are addressing the issue, permanently about the mold. What we are doing is we are changing the fan on the roof.
I saw the ladder going up there.
Yes, yes. So we're changing the fan on the roof. We are not just doing that. We are trying to put an additional fan in the bathroom, which is going to suck the air, and the fan on the top will suck it. So it will be double kind of a fan,
We're trying to reduce the humidity in the bathrooms. So
I was going to say there's a fan in every bathroom, I would guess.
No, it is not in every bathroom. It's a 4-room connected, and then a fan goes on the top.
There's a power ventilator on top that pretty much sucks out all the air.
Okay.
So any change in temperature will just take the hot air out. So when we're repairing and replacing all the power ventilators on the fan, we're adding another fan inside of the duct as well.
Okay.
To kind of help with that. That way we have less issues in the future.
Okay.
We are working towards getting the property back to what it was before. So as you saw, the roof is being repaired right now. Just fortunately, the weather is what it is. They're not able to get on and take care of it. They finished a quarter of it. They're hopefully going to finish it probably by the end of the month.
Who's working on it?
We have a local contractor.
Okay.
We're trying to get the roof done and then slowly take the projects inside as well. So we're starting to slowly get a lot of the issues addressed inside. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. And how many rooms are rented at present?
137, 138.
Somewhere 137, 138.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the total occupancy?
The number of people? 200 plus 200. I'm not 100% sure about that. We didn't go by the count, because when the voucher comes, we go by the voucher, that is the number of the room,
Okay.
Some people have families, some people have children, some people have pets. So we want to.
You don't count the pets in the
No, we don't.
occupancy. You cover but you count the kids.
Yeah. Of course.
How many kids are there now?
Honestly, lately his numbers are growing bigger. Yes, a month back, when actually we were owning it, at that time we had about 12 to 14 kids,
Uh-huh.
But lately the number has been changed because the program changed completely from, families and everything are qualified. So the only family sending it over here.
Right. Okay, Matt.
Question.
Sure.
You just stated the vouchers go by room and you're uncertain how many folks are in the hotel. Do you have any way of monitoring if folks on a voucher in a room inviting guests in to stay with them in those rooms?
They have to address that with the staff at the front desk, and we have to address that with security if they're allowed to have someone. If it's a relative or a child that's not on the voucher, they do immediately inform us. Because a lot of times it's just one person and that person might have a child. But that's not currently staying with them. It could be with another family member or another relative.
So if anybody else comes in, they're supposed to go to a front desk.
Absolutely.
That's assuming that everyone can only come and go through one door.
Yeah.
Which
Mm,
has been a problem.
But we do make a security round at 8 o'clock to check everybody's room.
Okay.
If the
Do you
people-
go into the rooms?
We knock the room and we have a cameras where we keep an eye on everybody. If they're walking in the hallway, if they open the room number 101, we know that, the guy went into 101.
We have cameras positioned pretty much throughout the building, and we have security patrolling the hallways, especially after hours. After once the sun starts to go down, that's when they kind of patrol the hallways every hour, every hour and a half. So
Okay,
That's-
Matt,
that's
you
good.
had other questions?
No, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just trying to get a picture. So you started to say the number of kids was somewhere between 12 and 14, but because of the change in the voucher program and families now being the primary focus, the
families,
numbers
people
have
with
gone up.
disabilities,
Right,
yeah, there are certain people that have been more eligible to get a voucher.
right.
After July 1st, they were trying to get people to get more housing,
Mhm.
but there are a few people that are still eligible for a voucher that they're trying to push to
Right.
get a voucher.
So how many kids now?
I'm gonna say maybe
I have no clue. I hadn't counted.
Probably
honestly.
20, 25 kids.
20, 25. Does this,
We can't tell because a lot of them are going to school, so we don't really see them during the day.
School knows.
does
School-
this,
School also contacts us to make sure that everyone in the hotel is being registered into
Okay.
Redmond Town School District.
okay.
Okay.
Does the bus stop? Is there a school bus that stops and picks up kids?
Yes.
Okay. Rutland Town School Bus.
So the Redland Town School District does call us to see if there are kids that are supposed to be in school that haven't applied, or since they've been relocated,
Mhm.
that they should apply to Redland Town. We do give them the information to the parents. That way they do get in communication with the school.
JP, question?
Well, my name's JP
Hi.
Fagin. I'm
How are you,
a
sir?
officer.
Yes, sir.
Right before I came to this meeting, I went down to your facility to check the two back doors, and they're both open and they appear to be broken. So which two doors are you saying you fixed?
Which one?
It's right
There's
there.
photos here if you want to take a look. Yeah.
The door is staying open because there are people that do have wheelchairs that do access that
Well,
is that.
There
is
weren't
this-
anybody with wheelchairs around when I was there and the doors were open. About 2 years ago, I made a request that you alarm those doors. Is there some reason why you haven't?
We tried all the different alarm. It didn't work.
Well, they seem to work in all the other facilities. Which alarms did you try?
We got from, I think, Amazon, we tried to put the system in place,
Amazon?
Amazon.
Did you get in touch with a professional company like Royals?
No.
Well, that's what's gonna be required in order to wire up those doors, because if an alarm triggers, people aren't gonna be using those doors. And that's the biggest enabler of the drug dealing that's going down in that facility, is people going in and out of those back doors at night. For you to come in here and say the doors are fixed, 20 minutes ago I was there, they weren't fixed. I
This-
don't know why you
These
think we
doors
should
have
believe
been-
what you're telling us.
These doors have been fixed for the last couple days.
Well, they
I
weren't fixed,
wasn't
they
sure.
were open this afternoon.
The doors can be open, that doesn't mean it's not
What-
fixed.
They put the stone in between, and
Regarding-
try to keep it open,
The doors are supposed to lock, an alarm is supposed to sound if they're used for entry. That would cure a lot of the problems that are being created in this town.
And those doors are, I believe, JP, are on the back of the building, right?
Correct.
Yeah, those are doors that are out
Yeah,
of the
the-
offices site, out of the lobby site, and in a building of this type. Those doors are one way, they're emergency exits only, and they're to be locked and alarmed so that the outside public can't come in. And until, to JP's point, until that requirement is satisfied, you will never stop what's going on down there.
We're going to call the Royal Professional, we did try ourselves, with
Right,
the
they-
Amazon,
And you may have to find that you have to put better doors, because experience has taught this board that every time we try to do something to secure a property, it's like a game with the people that want to get in. So the more you do, the harder they try to get in. So, and I'm sure you're aware of this. So it's going to really require some effort, but if you can, any doors that are, any access to that building, other than the front doors that are out of the sight of the staff that's there, if you can make those secure so they're exit only and alarmed, like JP said, you will stop a lot of your problems. And you're gonna have to really get after this, because that's a major, just like a highway. You know,
Well, if you give us 30 days, we're going to call the professional and we'll have it professionally fixed.
All right, I'll follow up with you. on that.
Please, yes,
So talk to us about your long-range plan for there. How much longer will you be taking the vouchers and providing shelter for the unhoused folks?
So according to the state, the program is scheduled to end in April 2024. So until we have a solution in place where we can displace these families, I don't see a solution right as of right now, but the state will probably give us more information as it gets closer to the date.
So you could say we're coming out of the voucher program. So it's not the state saying you have to,
No,
right?
and that's what I said as well, and during the when we were all together.
Site visit, yeah.
Site visit, sorry.
So it's your choice to go forward through April of 2024?
As of right now, I can't be for sure. Again, those numbers do change. Our occupancy will drop. People do move out, people do find housing, which is what the overall goal is. Staying in a hotel room is only a temporary situation, but we can only do so much at the moment.
Yeah.
The people are still moving in, correct?
in and out.
In and out.
Because in and out, right? So
Yeah.
So
the-
did you guys take all of 135 Grove Street and you also took the Highlander Motel, and all those people and stuck them down to Cortina too?
Not all of them.
The Highlander went to,
Quite a few of them.
Whatever ones that economic services, they call us, they tell them that the information we get is they need housing, so we're not gonna say no.
So the vouchers that people are receiving right now are what 30-day.
no.
It's a
some of
case
them
by
are-
case basis.
Some of them are
So
7 days, some
it
are
could be
14.
any,
It
they
could
could
be
be
a
any
one
length
nighter,
of
it could
time.
be 3 nights.
And when they've expired, if they need one again, they can apply again and get another one that's
Yeah.
is
As
clearly
per-
open.
Yeah.
So-
as per the
So
state
we
basis,
have data from that's now old, but we have data from the end of July, I think, that indicated how many folks or how many households at least were in this program, and it digs down on it in a number of ways. But one of the things it said was how many folks had or how many households had been moved out of the program in the prior month, and it was a modest percentage of the overall. And then there was further breakdown on that indicated a lot of these folks were out of the program simply because they stopped responding to economic services. They didn't complete paperwork. To me, that says we may see all those folks again. Maybe they're going to apply for another. So they're not really out of the
So-
program. The program's just going to keep
So
going as long
what
as
happened was in the experience, because we got to the property at the round time that the July 1st cohort ended, the June cohort ended.
Mhm.
There were people that were in limbo that weren't gonna get vouchers, but they had a voucher in the previous month, but they didn't get a voucher. So what we did was we told them, see what you can do with economic services. And if they could get a voucher, they could. If not, then they'll have to find
so
accommodations.
So part of the concern you folks expressed about shutting down this program at Cortina was that obviously there are people there that are in need. There's families with children and so forth, and we don't want to throw those people out on the street, which I understand and appreciate. But when you say your participation in the program is sort of contingent on finding people housing, it doesn't, the number of people that you have there is not finite. So if all of these people found housing, there may be more people that come in, or these people may find temporary housing somewhere else and come right back into the program. So I think what I'm interpreting from this, what I'm hearing is this program is indefinite until the state decides otherwise. You're likely to continue to participate. And what we need to focus on is, if that's going to be the case, we need to obviously make sure that health and safety
Of course.
issues are addressed, not only for the people
That's
there,
what
but
we've been actively doing since I've been here, I think 2.5 weeks. I've been actively getting on small projects and hopefully leading to larger projects. But regarding the other issue, there have been families that have been here for like several years.
Mhm.
There was no rotation. There are since July 1st, there has been more and more different people coming in and out of the property. But there have been several group of people that have been through the property since COVID, even before COVID. So
You mean that have been there and left and not,
no, they've been there and haven't had a chance to leave because they haven't been able to find
they've
housing.
been there the whole time?
The court found that there were a few of those,
Yes.
but that was not a significant number.
I mean, there were families that are moving in, moving out. There are some people that have been there for a while. So there's only so much that
I mean, one woman told me she had just moved up here from North Adams. And she got a
I'm not
place in
familiar with North Adams. I'm sorry. I'm not-
Massachusetts. Yeah. And so I guess I'm kind of wondering,
That
I mean,
is, you
who are
know-
we housing?
That is, the ECS department, they are the one who decide who's going where. When they
Right.
call, they ask the guest, that which part you want to go. And based on that, they put the people into the hotel,
They asked
Like-
them for a
Ask
general.
They ask where they want to go.
Yeah.
Well,
which
they
part
asked
you wanna
them
go,
where they are in a general
where they go,
location.
general
They
location.
say they're in Rutland. They'll contact hotels to see if they have availability.
Do you have any insight on why Rutland has more households housed than Burlington does
Yeah.
in the hotel program? Because it's hard for me to believe that
I don't.
Rutland has more people in need of housing than
I
Burlington.
think it's mostly go by the inventory, what you have,
I'm sorry.
the inventory. The inventory means,
what's
if you have
available for
somebody,
rooms.
somebody's
Yeah.
in the Burlington
Okay.
and the Burlington is completely sold out.
Okay.
So now they're going to trickle it down to
So
the,
they don't have hotels participating. So if somebody in Burlington needs a room, they may send them to you.
yeah, they may ask.
If
the
they
guest.
do you
don't,
have-
if they don't have any hotels that have
Well, so for
adequate housing,
example,
then yeah, they might.
as of July 25th, households housed in Burlington under this program were 208. In Rutland, 263. Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense because Burlington is how many times our population?
Do you have
I
any,
don't think this is based on the population. I think it's based on the availability of a
That's what
hotel
they're-
to
that's right.
participate in the program.
that's what they're saying.
And
So I'm
that
wondering,
These gentlemen are willing to participate along with others, but I think more hotels in Burlington are saying no.
right,
they
so
don't.
I'm wondering, do you have any idea out of your population, how many of those folks are from Burlington or farther,
Not-
outside Rutland County?
At our hotel might be 10 or 12.
10 or 12
10
people or
people.
households
Houses, rooms.
I mean,
that are from, you think Burlington or
Out of
from,
the, yeah.
outside the
Burlington.
county?
Yeah,
Outside of
maybe
the-
from
outside of the
Bennington
Rutland
and, sometimes they come from Bennington too.
so that would be 10 to 12 outside the county, you think?
Correct.
But, and I also think, Matt, our proximity to neighboring states is a little different. Burlington is a little further away from Massachusetts. They border New York. And Mary just said, we got somebody from North Adams, Mass that's here. And the state of Vermont doesn't care where you come from. If you apply, they're gonna give you a voucher and let you go. Which to these, they don't have any say over who goes there and who, they show up with a voucher and they got a room, they're gonna house them. And that's what the state expects. That's what I think this,
The state does
Mm.
try to accommodate them as much as possible. Sometimes there is a language barrier. Sometimes they try to put them with family or relatives. But it is a challenge that we have to deal with because it's
yeah. The one thing the state has not taken in consideration is that you house people in these numbers, in these situations where there's not a lot to do, and the folks that make a living off of other people get together with other folks that make a living off other people, and now we start talking and we start planning and scheming. And so you have loners that now have friends, and we put them all in one place, and the less suitable citizens multiply. Is the
So,
way, I'm trying to be as polite as I can here with what's going on, but that's what I see happening there is that, and this is nothing you guys have anything to do. You're taking these folks on the vouchers. And I understand this is a business decision on your part. Who goes there is probably more sent by the state than anything else. And you do have people that
of course we know.
make a living other than reputable responsible job. And so when you get these folks together, now we're thinking, well, we got 3, 4, 5 of them here, and we've got a group of people that want to go steal and take and do whatever. So that point is whatever. My concern with this whole thing and with meeting you tonight is on the 23rd of September last year, an agreement was signed. And this agreement is in place. I believe you guys have a copy of this. And there are specific guidelines here. One of the things that said here, number 5 on this is that this would end on the 31st of March, 2023 at the end of the voucher program. It is now the 12th of September, 2023. The voucher program obviously hasn't ended. So you folks are still taking people in. I know the business changed hands at the end of June, but the property is still operating under the same somewhat same management. And I apologize for not remembering your name and stuff,
Is
but
that Drew?
but I know that, you know, you're new to this to some extent. You're an old hand at it. So, my concern as a board member is a couple of things. This agreement, and it did say this was an enforceable agreement, was that after the, March deadline, folks would be gone. So I want to know what your plans are. How are we going to go for it? There was a sum of money to be paid to the town every month. I understand that has not been paid in full since actually May. June was a partial payment. And what is the plan? Because the inconvenience to our police department and neighboring businesses down there has not lessened. It is probably greater now. And I'd like to, know what your plans are. If you're going to continue with this, if the back months of this monthly payment are going to be made, and it sounds like you're going to participate in the program until next spring, because the state doesn't kick people out in the winter. We've already been down that road. We already know it. And, it would be, I understand the fence is going up. It took almost a year to get the fence up, which is disappointing from my perspective, because it should be done. And let's face it, we all know what you guys are getting paid per room. We know how many rooms you have. Anybody can do the math. We know the money that is coming into your business and into your facility. I don't know what your outgo is, and nor do I really get too concerned about what you're paying help or paying for anything like that. It's probably significant, but I really think that some things should be done faster. There should be no excuses for doors not being fixed, fences not being up, and for the monthly payments to continue if that is your intent. Because if it's not, then we are going to have some serious difficulties going forward.
And I
doing-
will say, I'm glad you did that, because I had number 5 circled as well. And the agreement was with Tulsi will cease all participation in the VRAP and THP programs, including all other government assisted housing programs, all of them. And we were looking for that to end March 31st, and you had agreed that it would end March 31st this year. The problem is, we made it clear then, and I don't know how to restate it any better. We are wearing out our police force. We don't have enough police officers. We probably can't hire them. Police forces throughout the state cannot find enough qualified officers. And the need is there. Our folks need to go on vacation. They need to deal with the rest of their lives. They cannot work overtime every single week. We're wearing them out. This program has to have an endpoint. It must have an endpoint for a number of reasons, but we can't continue to provide the level of service down there. So that I raised it as a concern when this thing was agreed to, and that concern has only grown. It hasn't lessened. We have a real problem.
And I know you guys don't have control over the voucher program. Your participation, though, is voluntary. You can say no, and I know financial impact, that would be staggering if you say no. And these people are going to go somewhere. So if you're going to house them and it's going to be in Rutland town, then I would expect that you would honor this agreement and you would do everything absolutely in your power to make that a livable place for as long as, I mean, it was in, Mary, I just read something here
Yep.
in this article, and it goes back to a question we had before.
Yep.
As of September first, according to the Department of Economic Services, there were 132 rooms being let
Mhm.
out through vouchers at the Cortina Inn, housing 170 adults and 81 children.
Wow.
That's as of the 1st of September. That's 11 days ago.
Yeah.
So that's from the
correct.
state agency that oversees the program. So it would be my suggestion that you really know who's in your hotel.
I mean, I have a quick question.
Yep.
You know how many sex offenders you have housed in your hotel? Have you ever looked on the Vermont sex offender list to see if people you employ or live there are on the sex offender list? Never. Okay. I can tell you right now, you had one there. He's in jail now because an officer stopped the car for another violation, for the sex offender violation he had. And there's others, but plus he was a drug issue there too. And he read it from you guys there.
I'll answer.
I think that the problem is you guys know how to run a hotel. You're in the hotel business. I understand that. You are not in the homeless shelter business. You are up in above your head at this point in time. You're making a ton of money. I'll be blunt with you, a lot of money for what you're doing. You're keeping your hotel chock full and you're making money. But you are not helping those people. There's a certain group of people down there that do not need to be down there. They're not good people. Probably 20% of those people that Joe's trying to be nice to talk about are nasty people. They're evil. If I'll get to say that, they take advantage of whoever they want, or whoever they can. And those are the people we do not want down there. Those are the ones that are going over and stealing from all the businesses, causing problems, smashing your back doors so they won't stay open. You guys take the cheapest route, everything you do. I understand you're trying to save money or whatever, but some point in time, you like coming here and facing the board and all this malarkey we're going through right now. You enjoy this. Hire a company, Royal Glass or whoever else, a reputable company that will come and fix the doors. Have them come down every single day. If that fence is cut, it needs to be fixed the next day, constantly. It's the broken glass theory. Ever heard of that theory? If there's a broken window and you don't fix it, they all get smashed. You fix it. As soon as it's broken, you fix it. If you have a problem, you get rid of it. 20% of the people, you will not build a house. They're unhouseable. They make life choices and decisions that will affect them. There's nothing you can do about it. But it's going to bother everybody else there. If you need help, there's organizations around here can help you run that facility the way it needs to be run for a homeless shelter, not a hotel. You are not in the hotel business at this point in time. You are in the homeless shelter business. And there needs to be rules and needs to be regulations. And if some people don't like it, the ones that are the 20% that are the problem won't be there long, they'll leave. There's organizations around here. I hope that we can have more conversations in the future, not just now. Probably the next few months as things roll on, that we can help change things down there for the better. Because the way we're going right now, it's unsustainable.
And I was going to ask, because we're up at 6 o'clock now. We want to make sure that we have heard and we've covered what you came here to discuss with us. So
I will answer, for the people, you're talking about some of the people. I can show you the email. We are working on that. We had already emailed the state that these are the people, we don't want them on the property. But that's the procedure what they take it, because they wait for the next voucher to be renewed. And that time they're going to move them to some other property. So once we come to know all those people, the group of people, every month when the voucher time comes to renew it, we email them. That is what we did. I can share with you the email, from today. We have 6 people already do not rent list.
Biggest since I've been here for the last 2 months that we're slowly gonna start removing, and we're having bi-weekly meetings with Stockton Security, is the security company contracted by the state, and their supervisor has been in contact with us. So we're gonna continue with cleaning house.
well, I spoke to him briefly down at the site visit too.
Yes. And with the fence, what we did, we put the cameras right on the rooftop so that nobody can break the fence. And if somebody do it, we can get him right away and put them out of the property.
Is the fence finished, by the way?
Yes.
It's finished, but they're still gonna put the privacy filter. So that way there's gonna be a little
We can't
mesh
see
that
the
goes
Hampton
over it.
inside,
So Hampton can't see this side and they
Okay.
can't see us.
Anything else from any select board member? Yeah,
I
Matt?
have a whole bunch of questions that we probably don't have time for. I guess my first issue would be, have we talked about everything that they want to discuss? And then I don't know if we want to do this again in a couple of weeks or what, but I feel like there's a lot more to talk about.
Well, we need to get to the bottom of the contract or the agreement we signed last year with the previous owner. And find out if the new owner is gonna honor that and if they're gonna make the back payments.
Well, we
That-
also need to have a
that's it.
discussion ourselves.
Right.
Among ourselves, so which maybe we can do toward the end of this meeting, but
We could invite them back.
Yeah.
In a week.
well, since we're not gonna be here for 2 weeks.
We need to get them back soon, you
You
know.
wanna
anytime.
you wanna
We-
do
we
a special
can-
meeting?
We have.
I
available
think that
anytime.
this is important enough, Mary, that we need to get, there's a few questions here that we ran out of time to get their
No, I
answers.
understand.
Yeah.
We
And
did a site visit too.
You
so
did the
we're-
site
yeah.
visit, we've had them here, and now there is the financial.
We will
end to
assure you
the-
about the Royal Glass that, we're going to hire the company to put the glasses and they will be secured with the, whatever the mechanism.
I don't care if it's Royal, it's a company you.
Company, yeah.
Let's have a reputable company that will stand behind their work. And
Perfect.
we can call them, they can come fix it almost immediately.
And we are having a meeting with the security company every 15 days. They give us the lead, that these are the who are not supposed to be here.
Mhm.
And we will take the action right on top of that right away. So that is what, and regarding that contract, can we have a next week a meeting for that?
We can set, yeah, well, we can, how's your haying schedule, by the way?
I don't know.
I also just like to show my appreciation for the Rutland Town Police Department, Rutland Town Emergency Services, and Rutland Town Fire Department for all they do. I understand that it is a difficult time for all of us, and we're trying our best. Like I said, we've only been here 2 months. We are making active improvements to the property. It doesn't seem like right now, but it will get a lot better. That I can get assured.
But I
of.
make a suggestion.
Sharon, you're breaking up.
Yeah, I wanted to make a suggestion. I didn't like cutting in, but I have what is your first name again?
My name, Drew.
Say it again?
Drew,
Drew.
Okay, Drew. Let me tell you something. You want to know how to run a homeless shelter? First of all, you have rules. How do I know this? 40 years of my life I've given to the homeless of Rutland. And there's no such thing as a handout. It's a hand up, not a handout. You don't help anybody by just handing out. The only one that makes money is you. I mean, I don't know if you think you're kidding, but you're in it to make money. We understand that. And in the meantime, you've ruined the town, you've ruined the city. Shame on you. I don't wish you well down there.
I've only
Because-
been here 2 months, so I don't know why you're throwing accusations when I'm actively trying to improve the property. We just took over as of June 29th. And all we've done is make improvements, adequate changes, and slowly starting to clean house. So I apologize if that's not what you wanted to hear, but that's what's been happening. Now, regarding the financials, I don't understand how that has anything to do with what's going on right now with, yes, the door, we're definitely going to take care of. We're gonna call a reputable company. Royal is, I believe, a local company. We're definitely gonna give them a call, and we're gonna take the issues piece by piece, and then hopefully get everything back to how it was before. And again, our eventual goal is to run it as a hotel. Our eventual goal is to become a hotel again. Until this program ends, as of right now, according to the state, this is April 2024. So that's what we have, and it could end sooner. We don't know.
And if it goes later,
If it runs, like I said, if our numbers start to decrease, it's not like we're gonna try our best with what we can at this point. I don't know if that answered your question or if that was something that you were looking for, but yeah.
all right, let's see if, maybe not right now, but we'll try and set a meeting for next week to do part 2. Maybe a little longer than an hour, a half
Could
an
be
hour.
just for them.
Yeah.
Special meeting.
and before that, if Matt want to come and meet, we can meet Matt personally and whatever the questions he have, we can. If
Well,
we-
Matt tends to, I'll let Matt
I tend to
speak
go
for
on.
himself, but we've had so many meetings lately. And frankly, when he asks a question, we all benefit from hearing the answer because he's a very thoughtful kind of
Yes.
guy. So, but I'll leave him to decide whether he wants to do that. Okay, well, thank you again for coming in. Thank you for the
Appreciate it.
hosting the site visit, and we'll be in touch to set up something within the next week or so. Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. Thank you all. Okay. So let's turn to our regular select board meeting. This is,
Do you guys need this back? Can I take this?
you can take that. Thank you. It's a public information. It's available
Public
on the
informa-
state
okay.
website. Yeah.